The evening.
Good evening. This is the KBOO Evening News for Thursday, March 27, 2008. I'm Sun Lee.
And I'm Magnus Fleming. A local videographer has had his camera confiscated by the Portland police while filming an incident of police harassment in downtown Portland. KBOO's Janka Soderberg has more.
Joe Anybody is an independent journalist based in Portland who frequently videotapes events and protests and posts the videos on his website, joe-anybody.com. Here's Joe Anybody describing what happened to him on Tuesday.
Yes, I walked out on a street downtown Portland and seen a police officer walking behind a couple guys, and it looked somewhat peculiar in the way it was happening, and so I took my camera out and started filming what happened. And consequently, the two guys, I don't think they did anything wrong because they were let go, but the police turned their attention to me filming them and came up and took my camera from me when they were done with the two people.
And what justification did they give for taking your camera?
He didn't explain much. He just said, "Are you recording audio?" to me. And I said, "I'm recording video and audio." And he said, "You're recording," he again asked me, "So you're recording my audio?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Give me the camera."
And what's the current status of your situation after Tuesday's incident? Do you have your camera back? Are you scheduled for a court date?
You know, what's really weird is I was very adamant talking to the supervisor. I kept telling them that you just took a camera from a journalist. I am the media. So I walked down to the police station, and they drove up alongside me about a block away and said, "Are you heading to the station?" And I told them yes. And they said, "We'll meet you in the lobby." The one officer did meet me in the lobby. I had to wait 20 minutes. I think maybe he was watching my video. He came back after 20 minutes in the lobby and handed me my camera and the citation. We talked for 5 minutes, and that's where I tried to assure him that I really was for peace and justice and not trying to just cause him troubles. My video currently is online on Portland Indie Media, and it is on my website, so you can see what happened.
And what do you think will be the consequence if people are intimidated from filming police interactions?
Well, they get scared, and they're afraid to encounter, or they're afraid to question, or they're afraid to even, as a journalist, document what the police are doing to people, whether it's right, wrong, especially if it's wrong or illegal or rights are being violated. It makes people withdraw and become less engaged, and you worry about your own safety because you just want to speak up for what you know is right.
Thanks for coming to speak with us today.
Yeah, thanks for what you guys do and the good news you bring to the community and the coverage that you cover, like I am doing, what the corporate media doesn't really want to cover or hides from or runs from, but serious issues are out there, and you're on it, and I'm trying to cover too with the video. You guys got the audio, and we'll see where this takes us. I think it was a mistake, and I think they're going to realize that, and I hope it sets a precedent so we can continue filming on the streets and filming the police and having police accountability.
The audio on Joe's tape, while somewhat muffled, clearly shows an incident of Portland police coming up to a man, asking him for ID and searching him against his will. Here's one clip of the man saying to the police officer, "You're asking me for my ID, but you don't have a reason."
You're asking me for my ID, but you don't have no reason.
The man in question is Latino, the officer's white, which brings up the question of whether he was being racially profiled. At one point in the video, Officer Dane Reister repeatedly tells the man to back up. Then, after the man backs up, Officer Reister steps forward and pushes the man in the chest, accusing him of being a drug dealer. The officers then search the man and, finding nothing, let him go. Officer Reister then turns his attention to Joe Anybody, who has been filming the incident. Here's a clip.
Is that on audio?
Yeah, it's video. It's audio video.
Recording video also?
Yeah. Go on.
And sound?
Yeah, video and sound.
You need to hand me your camera.
How come?
You need to hand me your camera.
Okay.
That was the interaction between Officer Reister and Joe Anybody. Dan Handelman with Portland Cop Watch explains the law that was used by the officer to seize the camera.
Well, this statute is called Obtaining Contents of Communications, and it basically gives us some protections as citizens so that somebody can't record a conversation with us out on the street without our express permission, and there's something to be said for that. The exceptions are for if there's a public event of some kind. So if you're at a rally, you're speaking through a bullhorn, you don't really have that expectation of privacy. And essentially, though, it says you can't obtain the contents of somebody's conversation in a public place without express permission of both parties. And the police seem to be interpreting this to mean when they're performing their duties in some way and talking to ordinary citizens. My sense is that if Joe anybody had been from Channel 2 News, from the mainstream media, that the police would not have been half as concerned as it being an ordinary person with a camcorder, and that it would be interesting to see them try to confiscate a mainstream TV camera and charge them with this statute.
That was Dan Handelman with Portland Cop Watch. Joe Anybody, whose camera was taken by Portland police on Tuesday, is set to go to court on April 22nd.